From Delaware to Florida, the Trump administration is looking to use seismic air guns to look for oil and gas underneath the floor of the Atlantic Ocean.
Environmentalists, though, are concerned these guns create one of the loudest man-made sounds in the ocean, which can disturb and possibly even harm some endangered marine life. ABC 7's Jess Dowdrick joins us in the studio with more on this story. Jess.
Good evening, Haley and Scott. Is the risk worth the reward? That's what local lawmakers and environmentalists are asking. And it's not just about the seismic testing, as that would just be the first step in paving the way for offshore drilling.
President Donald Trump is looking to unleash the nation's energy reserves that he says can be found off the East Coast under the Atlantic Ocean.
Our country is blessed with incredible natural resources, including abundant offshore oil and natural gas reserves. But the federal government has kept 94% of these offshore areas closed for exploration and production.
Trump promises that the exploration will clear the way for thousands of high-paying American jobs. Meanwhile, America would be less dependent on other countries for foreign oil.
The more reserves that we find for ourselves, we can control, where we don't have to rely on such volatile and dangerous places as the Middle East and sometimes South America, the better for us, the better for American citizens.
But here in Florida, where the tourism and fishing industries are strong, there's a lot of concern. Marine life being the most vulnerable to seismic testing. Its powerful sound waves are so strong that some say they could kill an animal if it gets too close.
Picture you're living in a neighborhood and there's a very, very powerful boom box that's going off every 10 seconds all day long, all night long. If you get too close to it, it's possible you can get killed. If you're in the really close vicinity, you can't communicate with your family. It's just very, very disruptive. But for the rest of the neighborhood, you can hear it from miles away.
Risks from seismic testing aside, some say the greater risk comes if oil or natural gas is found under the Atlantic Ocean. That means drilling would begin.
All you have to do is look back at the BP oil spill and the potential for adverse impacts on the environment. And since our economy is completely driven based on a tourism-driven economy, and we have the #1 beach in the world here with Siesta Key, I think we have to do everything we can to protect it.
As it stands, the National Marine Fisheries Service is asking for Marine Mammal Protection Act permits, allowing 5 companies to conduct the seismic surveys with the air guns.
If this seismic testing begins, experts say it would take years to locate the oil. The testing is only expected to happen on the Atlantic coast of Florida, not the Gulf. Haley and Scott.
All right, thank you, Jess.